Okay, everybody watching?
Yep. Sure.
Okay, so it's recording here. So check this out. I'm giving you this file. It is in the one that says where you have your criteria in the heading, right? Don't use the one. I don't know why I included it in today's posting where the one that you guys just measured by hand. I don't know why I put it up there. I'll take it off right now. But this one literally says sized DieStrike, right? Remember, the DieStrike is the actual box itself. So this one is fitted. I'm gonna increase the stroke here because you can't see it. We go here, stroke. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you so you guys can see it up on screen because it's very hard to see. You guys can see it there, right? On screen. All right, so check this out. This is literally like the little boxes I showed you over there on the table, right? I've already sized this to more or less 3 inches. Now you can still adjust this. Everybody watching? Yeah. Okay. That's a disclaimer. You can adjust DieStrike to the size needed, right? You're going to make it however you want. Now just be aware of this. Check this out. So say that you want to make this box right now. Everybody listen, watch. If I get a rectangle tool and I do a fill color, let's do red, right? And I draw this red box right here. It's telling me it's about 1.75 by 3. So it's 1 3/4 by 3 inches, right? So remember what I said, this is going to be the same size. And then this one here, I'm going to make it a different color. And it snaps into place. It's pretty straightforward. Let's do blue. All right, so you get the idea. Look, these two are the same. And then this one is about 1.42, maybe it's a little bit by 3. Okay, so check this out. Everybody looking?
Yeah.
Say that you want to modify this DieStrike and you wanted to make yours 2.5 inches wide. I don't know if you guys can see here, watch. 2.5 inches wide, the panel. Right there, right? So that's really, I'm trying to make this box bigger, right? So watch what I would do. Everybody watching? Super easy. So I'm gonna lock this guy, Command 2. And I'm even gonna make it kind of transparent. Let's go to transparency so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right. Now this is you guys that are really good with your direct select arrow. This is a good example of why you need to be good with your direct select arrow. Okay, so say that I wanted to make this box 3 inches, right? Like this one, 3 inches wide or height. So I grab this and I know this is 3 inches. Sorry. Right there. Let's call that 3. Okay. You guys watching? So I'm going to lock that, Command 2 temporarily. Now here's where you direct select arrow. Now check this out. I can drop down a guide. Command R. That'll snap right there. Right now, remember, I'm doing a lot thicker strokes on here because it's just hard to see visually. All right. Now this is where I want it to be, but it's only here. Check this out. You get your direct select arrow. This is super critical here. And I click and drag and select right down the middle. And by selecting that, remember your direct select only selects half of it, right? So if I've only selected these two, this one, and then I just use my arrow keys and my shift if I want, and then I can let go of the shift, and I literally bring that over and zoom in here. And oh wow, I'm right on it, right there. Now notice I brought the whole thing over. So technically, I made this box now 3 inches high, right? Now you say, okay, if I do it to this one, I have to do it to this one, right? So you do the same thing. I'm gonna unlock my little transparent rectangle here. I'll bring it over here and it snaps into place. Right? Ooh, right there. And I can see where now this one has to be right here. I'll lock that one. Command 2. So remember, what you do to one has to happen to the other one. I'm going to get rid of this. Watch this. So now, if I want that middle box to be just like this, right? Remember we said the opposite has to be the same. Same technique, direct select arrow. Now I select all of it. And now I move that one over to the guide that I just put down. So in essence, you can really manipulate any die strike into any size by just doing that. Check it out. So now, oh, it's right there. It's kind of hard to see. But you have to use that direct select arrow and click right over the center. So see, I just made this, if you want to call it wider, right? Just by doing that. Then I unlock that. All right. So technically, I can make any panel any size by just using my direct select arrow, right? And making it fit this. Now, if I wanted to make the box wider, I would adjust this guy. This side panel is the side of the box. You're not going to know until you print these out and mock them up. But see, that would make the box wider. Does that make sense? Right? So direct select over half, and you can adjust how narrow or how long. See, I could make it a very thin, like for a chapstick, right? Those that come in a little tube, right? See, remember I showed you guys 2 different boxes, one wider, one narrower. See, but just remember, whatever you do to one side, you got to do it to the opposite, or else it won't be a box. Does that make sense? All right, okay. And again, I'm giving you this, right? And listen to this part. I'm not lying. You could literally use this file that I've given you and make any size box. You could make one for a refrigerator with this die strike. All you have to do is adjust it to the size. Now, one of the things I did not show you, does anybody see this? Why are some lines black and some lines dashed red? What do you guys think? Who said that? Who said that? Rivas?
Yeah.
Did you say that, Rivas? Wow. You remember from last year? Yes. Okay. If you see black lines, that means cut. If you see red lines, that means score and fold. Very good. Wow. Very good. Very good. All right. Actually, yeah, no, that's right. Everything is black. Yeah. I fixed it on this one. All right. So again, just make sure you guys use that one. All right. And then, for example, say that you had adjusted your box and you're starting to work. Always name this your die strike. You never want to draw stuff on it. I'm going to lock it. Everybody watching?
Yep.
All right. So you start off simple. Background color. Background color. And say that you have 2 panels that have the same color, or all of it's the same color. I don't care. Now here, we're going to go off the end because we have a bleed. And we're going to bleed off here. And say I've made this yellow. Cool. Everybody good there? Oh, it's kind of greenish. Kind of yellow greenish. All right. So that would be my first panel of color. Right? And again, it could be just one panel is this color, and then that would meet like that. And then I would do new layer, and then I would put my text, new layer, artwork, logo, and I put that in the thing, logo. Or what if you're placing an image, right? Like that. Okay, so that's really all you should have. Artwork, text, background color, right? Here's where you place a logo. Let's see if I have anything here. I can't remember. Shift Command P. Dot APS. I don't know if I have any APS files on here. Well, I have a Star Wars. I guess I'll use that one. So say I had any kind of Star Wars logo. So say I had a little placed image, right? And then you can see that starts kind of, that would be like the Star Wars logo right here in the top corner, right? And then I would start putting some text on the text. What goes on here? And then I could do a text box. The tar. I don't know, say I did a vehicle. And then you find yourself a nice font. Now remember, these are going to be very small details on this box, right? It's going to be 3 inches to 2 inches. So the font has to be really readable. All right, I'm just messing around with this. And then say we had an image. PNG, let's see if I have anything. So it's really basic. I don't know what these photos are. I don't know what this is. Huh. Oh, I know, I have a lion image. So say you have a nice image edited and you do your placed image. Again, I know this is no reference to Star Wars or whatever, but you get the idea. There's your placed image, right? So you had a clipping mask on it. There's no lions in Star Wars, but you get the idea, right? So there's my artwork, right? Some text, a logo, right? You can do your guides to make sure all your artwork falls in the right place, right? And you start doing your panels, right? Now remember, we're designing it flat. So most of the time, everybody looking, this is the last part. If you're designing something, most of the time you have a repeat, or sometimes it's inverted or reflected, right? But most of the time you have a repeat of a panel. Okay. And again, that literally describes what's on this panel. All right. So that makes sense. It starts coming together. You're starting to design your design. All right. Now, sometimes this one's rotated. Just depends how your box works. And then you have your side panels, and those could be another color. Right? Just put that on the right layer. Background color. And say it's the same color, but maybe with a gradient. I don't know. But you guys get the idea, right? You start putting your colors in your panels and start building your little design. Just depends on what it is you want, right? And again, don't go crazy with the gradients. I'm just showing you an example, right? You could do something like that just to give it some interest, right? Sometimes the back panel has like a lot of description of the object or item. I'll show you guys that next class. But this is just to get you guys started. I'm giving you the DieStrike. All right, you can leave it as is if you want, and just use it as is if you don't want to resize it. Okay. So does this make sense? Right? You just do the panels. Make sure you got at least 3 or 4 layers, and then you should be good. Cool. Any questions on this? No, we're good. Right? Just remember. And then we're gonna print these out. We're gonna hopefully do a mock-up by Friday, just on regular paper for now. And if we have time on the day of the final, we'll do a nice little real mock-up. So have fun with like a little miniature, right? It shouldn't take you too long. We should be able to do it with more than enough time. Okay. Think of what it is that you're gonna make the box for. Think of that today. All right. And I'm gonna stop here. And I'll